busy moms, it goes without saying that we are entitled to our necessary breaks to keeping on with our many expectations of mothering. And me, your host, Philantha, is the mama down to join you for the necessary distraction we all need when life gets too hard, too real, and too much. Join me for an hour of necessary distraction of laughs, cries, and everything in between from adulting, culture, relationships, confessions, and beyond. Welcome to the Necessary Break. I'm your host, Philantha. We sit down and talk with Sheng Lee, who is a local Minnesotan with a small business called Dainty Charms in all things beauty and self-care. She is the friendliest, most compassionate, and dedicated esthetician that I know. She's so good at what she does that I recommend her to every human needing a little TLC. And lastly, she's my older sister. We start with knowing the fun and also deserving services that she delicately provides and find ourselves in a pickle of relationship experiences I've never even heard about. And finally, learn a few things about ourselves too. I look forward to this session with you.
Does that bring out more hunting instinct?
I know. I mean, we play with him like we usually do. He's our cat.
Well, we're playing with a stick right now.
Okay. Is that comforting you before we start our interview?
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm just curious how he plays because I've never seen him play before.
He's very playful. He's maybe a little bit rough when he plays.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, hey guys, this is my sister, Philantha. My sister, Sheng. I introduced myself as myself. She is so cool at what she does. We do lots of business talks together, and she has shown me all the things of how to be a nice person. Even when you don't care or give two F's about who they are, you still wish them well. So she's taught me great lessons like that all big sisters should be teaching you. But today specifically, we're going to be talking about her business, Dainty Charms, that she went out of her way as an entrepreneur, as an Asian American businesswoman, and really founded herself a place that makes sense to her, especially when there's no mommy handouts or anything like that when it comes to making it your own. So I'm going to let her say hello.
Hey, everybody. So I'm excited to be here with Philantha. And she said we're going to go through some questions as well as just enjoy some laughs together and just have a good time. So whenever you're ready, Philantha, we can get started. I'm a little nervous, but yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So can you talk to me a little bit about what you do? What is it? What do you do? How do they connect with you?
Yeah, so I am a licensed esthetician in Minnesota, and my focus is on doing sugaring hair removal as well as doing eyelash extensions and some skincare treatments. And those are my three main focus, but I love educating women on how to properly clean themselves or being hygienic, as well as letting them know that it's important for them to take care of themselves. That doesn't mean for them to just say, oh, I come and then I just do the service and then I leave. It's more of no, if you come and you come into the service, you can decide if you want to go on a journey of becoming more, just building up better habits, or also just taking the time to actually care for yourself in the way that you do deserve to be treating yourself, actually.
And now that you mentioned that, how about if we start off with the first bit? And I'd love to hear your perspective on this because I'm sure you see it all, which is called happy hour, which is the one thing that you got to get off your chest, a personal or work pet peeve, a task annoyance, something that you hate to love, or a guilty pleasure.
Well, I think it's very easy to talk about the negatives more than the positives. I don't know why that is. I think that's for everybody. I would say a pet peeve of mine is, and it's totally not beauty related at all. I'd say because we all drive, driving especially in the morning, and people do not signal. When they're actually gonna turn, come on, you have to signal so that other people know that you want to turn or that you want to go straight. And it just feels like it takes away from the safetiness for everyone that's on the highway. So that's one of my pet peeves.
And that's so lucky you to say because you're all about safety and awareness and positivity. I know I hate it when they start to slow down but they don't signal and then you're just like slamming on your brakes, especially in the middle of winter. So that's pretty annoying. And it's just like you said, it's as simple as just turning it on. So I know where you're going so I can help myself or if not the person behind me too. Right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So I want to know a little bit about your experience as a business owner. How would you say that you see yourself in the last, 5 years that you've had this? Or not 2 years of your business?
Yeah. So, with my business, I've been, active for about 3 years, but of course, it almost just feels like a year because we had the pandemic that happened. So I was only about like almost a year in when the pandemic happened. And then we were in a break for like the longest time. But so it does feel like it's only been a year since I've been in business. But yeah, I love it. It's actually great. I'm really thankful to have like so many people in my community as well as friends and family that support my business and do see what I am trying to go for and like help my community.
That's so cool. I mean, I am always wanting to aspire to be more like you because you are just like, I'm doing this and I'm going to do it like this. And it doesn't really matter what anybody else says because I'm doing this. Because I know I'm still full-time doing like work stuff and mom stuff. And you're just like, I'm going to sleep until 10, okay? And I'll see you at like 1, maybe. So I love how like you prioritize your time, like your personal time and like your professional time. And then you also have learned to like cater your clients as well to your schedule. And I feel like that just gives you like time freedom. And I feel like you should talk about that more often because you're not even 30 and you get to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. And you have no idea how many people are jealous because they're just waiting for like their Fridays.
Oh, girl. Okay, you just don't know. Okay, really? Having your own business, it's a lot of work. They're especially in the beginning, I like did not sleep at all because it's actually a lot of hard work. You have to do so many things. You have to play so many roles to hold up a business. You know, it's not where you're just working for someone. You're actually working for yourself and your own business. So yes, it has taken a lot of work to get to where I am right now. I do have days where I can say, you know, I'm just gonna not work today and I'm just gonna go walk like my family dogs, or I am just not gonna, I'm probably gonna take a break and then I'm gonna be back at like maybe like 2 and work again, you know? But, and also sleeping in is very important. Not so much about sleeping in, but more of like allowing yourself to have rest too if you need it. But yeah, I really do enjoy having my own business. I think it's a lot of hard work and anybody can do it if you are very passionate and motivated. You have to be motivated because no one's going to tell you, oh, you got to get up at this time and you got to go work and you got to do this and this today. It's more of like you always having to have a schedule for yourself to improve yourself as well as your business.
I guess that leads into our second bit and I feel like you kind of answer it, but let's see like what you come up with, which is called advice for the day. No, like just what's one saying that helped you when you were in a tough moment? Or that now that you're on the other side that you would give to yourself?
Ooh. So would you say that's like more for like business related or just like daily?
I don't know. For like an aspiring woman who is trying to figure out what they want to do in life. Or I don't know, when you were going through a rough spot of your first year.
I would say just keep swimming. I know it's kind of weird, but you know, you just gotta go through it. Nobody's gonna really understand what you're going through or how you're gonna bring this business to be. But if you have the passion for it and you're motivated, just keep going. Eventually people are gonna say, you know, what are you doing? Or like, are you sure? They're gonna question you too. Like, are you sure this is gonna be something that you can do long term? Or is this something that is gonna make you successful? And it's just like, so a lot of times that these people are asking you or making you feel like you're doubting yourself. They haven't done it themselves. So that's why they are questioning you. Or yes, obviously they do care about you, but I do think that because a lot of times they haven't gone through it themselves, that way they don't really understand what you're going through. And it's your business. It's your baby. So I say just keep going and people will start to understand and they'll actually come to you for advices on how you can help them with their business or just with any services that you're actually providing them.
I think that was such a cool answer because it's so honest, but so true, especially since I'm starting out with this podcast. It's like you really have to see it through and no one is going to be able to tell you what is most right for you but you. And I feel like though that's a risk, it's you outgrowing what is no longer serving you, because that's how you know that you're going in the right place. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so we're going to change it up a little bit, and I want to know, do you prefer dogs or cats?
Oh, okay. I have always been a dog person, but I've learned to appreciate cats because I do have little kitties in my family. But yes, I would say doggies are my favorite, only because I'm a pretty active person. I like to have fun. I like to know that like a dog can understand me. And I always say a person who has never had a dog, they would never understand the feeling that they can give you. Like, they're never judging you. They are always there for you, always so loving. Yes, dogs are definitely my favorite.
So a funny story that Sheng would probably never tell you is that when our sister-in-law, my brother, they were going to surprise the kids for Christmas one morning, like, she met us at the farm, which is like 3 hours west of the cities, and was like there as if it was going to be her puppy. And I was like, oh, hi, how are you? Like, I thought it was just us surprising. And she's like, no, I got this. And I bought all these extra things for the dog. So it's fine if you didn't get to it. And I'm like, oh my Lord, you love puppies so much. And not just that, but she's always our dog caretaker. And without a doubt, she's always like, yep, I'll play with them. I'll take them out. No problems. And like, that means the world to us, especially when my family's out of town or something, because you don't understand. Dogs are our family, and Sheng takes the extra time to make sure that they are her babies through and through.
Oh yeah. If I was to have my own dog, if I was to be able to actually own my own dog, yeah, I just think they would be the whole world to me.
Why can't you own your own dog?
Cause it's a lot of work. You know, it's almost like a real human baby too, though. Like, you take care of them, you love them, but then at the end of the day, it's kind of nice to be like, here you go. Here's your baby. I was able to love them. I was able to play with them. But yes, they are a lot of work. And, you know, I think with like my work schedule too, it's unfortunate because like I do work a lot too. And so I think owning a dog will just kind of like, I mean, who's going to watch my dog then, right? Everybody else has their own little dog. But yes, maybe one day when my schedule is a bit more flexible and I can actually be like, okay, I'm going to stay home all day with my dog.
You know anything about my sister Sheng? She loves her time freedom, and she loves how hard she works, and she plays real hard too. I was going to originally have us do some shots before we started this, just because it is so new for both of us, but that's fine. I made her a chai latte instead that she bought and brought over and I made for her. That's literally our relationship.
Very delicious.
Okay, so this next bit is called Hell No. And it's like relationships that are just like a hard boundary for you that like makes you guys both laugh, or things that you guys do with each other that are just like really funny, but like you guys know you guys would never do it. Or like a body part that you're like, no, just no. Or like partner habits or habits of other people that you just can't help but look. So let's hear it.
Okay. You know, thinking about that, like I'm trying to think. So with me and my partner, I think that it's kind of interesting because we've always talked about like, imagine if we actually lived together. Imagine if we're actually married. Like, would we be able to do that? And for the most part, it's like we are able to tolerate like each other's habits, or we're okay living with each other's way of like lifestyle. I think the great thing is that our lifestyle is like quite similar, and we do a lot of.
Can you tell the water story?
Water story. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, so scratch that out then. But no, I just wanted to let you guys know that it's just nice to know that like with the partner, you are able to you're quite compatible. Some days are harder than others, but so I guess a funny story is that with me and my partner, we have this thing where it's like, okay, I would be like, oh hey, you know, I want some water. Do you want some? And he'll be like, oh yeah, I want some too. And I'll be like, okay, go get it for us. And like he would do the same thing too. Or like, it's like, oh, hey, you know, the light's on. It's kind of bright, huh? And then he's like, oh yeah, it's bright. And then he'll be like, okay, go turn it off. And I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, you gotta be playful, right?
Yes.
That's funny because you guys both don't see it coming when you guys are both knowing that that's what's going to happen next.
I know.
I would love to know, what is your favorite part about the work that you do?
Oh, my favorite part. Definitely the before and afters. I think a lot of times some of the works that I do, it's quite new for clients. And so for them to actually just kind of like see that, hey, you know, this is the result. This is how it's supposed to look like, or this is what you should expect. Sometimes, like, you know, right when you're going into a service, it's kind of nervous. You're kind of nervous going into it. And I think the great thing is just the before and afters, because it's quite amazing. I love watching my clients smile after the appointment, because it just shows that, you know, they really do appreciate. And also, while we go through the services too, like, I am always like educating them, and I'm always like letting them know that, reassuring them too that like, it's okay. It's okay to feel a certain way. It's okay to feel nervous. If they have questions about a particular service, then I am able to just let them know about it without them feeling insecure, or without them feeling like, oh, it's a weird question. Yeah, a lot of times we're all nervous, but, you know, it's always great to know that you're in a space where you can actually just be yourself. And if you're curious about something, just ask. That's the great thing about my job.
Okay, so we're going to change and actually turn up the notch a little bit, which is going to be Not My Secret. And it's a good laugh. It's your poop stories. It's your social awkwardness. It's your juicy family tea. It's the stuff that your friends have told you and you're kind of like, what the heck? How did that happen? So ready whenever you are.
A juicy secret.
It can't be like, I know that my friend's pregnant.
Oh, no. That's none of my business to tell.
But it could be like your secret, but you
secret?
don't want to say that it's your secret.
Okay. Spicy food is not my best friend. I love eating spicy food, but I just can't take it. Just like eating like just one bite, like for example, papaya, right? Like, I love papaya. When it's so juicy, it's so good. The flavor plus spiciness, it's so good. But yeah, my stomach just can't take it. Like, if I eat it, I am definitely gonna go do number 2.
Well, isn't that like with pho too? Because don't you like your pho pretty spicy?
Oh, so I used to like it spicy, but now like I've learned my lesson. With my pho, I'm always like I'm always the last one to finish mixing my pho, because sometimes you would think that over the years I would have gotten like the right taste for myself, but it takes me forever to mix in my ingredients. And so yeah, it's kind of weird, but that's something.
It's like a sweet indulgence that like, oh my God. You know you shouldn't, but like you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's really fun, okay? We're going to skip the first impressions, and we're going to go straight into adulting is hard. This segment is about one thing you wish someone taught you that now you're actually not responsible for like the rest of your life. The last episode I said deodorant. Like deodorant care. Like now you have to be responsible for your hygiene. Oh. And that is something that nobody, like I feel like as a female, nobody tells you about. But like as you go through like hormonal peaks and stuff like that, you need good deodorant that isn't going to mask it, you know? So you can't just go for like lower level shelf deodorant, even if you're 15. Like even if you've had it since you were 15, you can't keep going for the same deodorant because your hormones change and you stink.
Oh, so are you asking?
Sorry. I got really frustrated there.
About it, or are you saying
I'm giving you an example.
Oh, of what? Sorry, please repeat the question.
Adulting is hard, okay? That segment. So what's one thing that you wish someone taught you about being responsible for the rest of your life? And I said deodorant.
Okay. For me, I think it would be being an adult. It is hard. I think time management, but also with like that, I think it also ties into, I say time management with my eyebrows. Cause definitely eyebrows dress up your face, right? But that's always the last thing that takes forever. And so if I am working on my eyebrows, that's going to actually make me late. So I think being an adult, you just learning how to understand your facial features more and how to work with it. I think that's something where it can be a little bit challenging. You know, we get it done. But, you know, you just look at YouTube or you just look at like all these other people, that you think that you look up to. You're just like, oh wow, like they're able to look very snatched all the time. But little do you know, it takes forever. And so just learning it and doing it yourself as you grow up. Of course, you're going to learn tips and tricks on how to improve and how to do better your own way, because then you learn more about how your face matches it. or does not match it. So
I will also say the difference between Sheng and I is that I get my eyebrows microbladed because I just don't have time for that. As a busy mom, I like to know that my eyebrows are good to go and I can do that whole like natural look without spending 25 minutes because it literally takes me 25 minutes because my eyebrows are not twin sisters. They're literally like third cousins, okay? So when I get them microbladed, they actually look somewhat, put together. And then my sister Sheng, she actually fills her in just about every day, if not all the time. Mm-hmm. And then she also is really good about groom care on her eyebrows. And so a lot of times, even when she doesn't have them filled in, you can tell like she still has eyebrows. I still have eyebrows, okay? Like I still have eyebrows. Like I still wax it just outside of the microbladed, the shading of it. So that's just the difference. But I agree with you. I think that's so important. I know that when I was younger, mine was like really thin and I felt like that was the look, but like I have more of a heart shape and it's very dimensional and it only, if anything, it made my eyes look smaller instead of bigger. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think just learning how to like work with your face and like your eyebrows. I think when we were younger, like we all thought, oh, it has to be thinner. But no, embrace like what your parents gave you. Grow that hair out, groom it. It's so beautiful. And also it's very beneficial. It makes you like more young too.
And I would like to add, you can always connect with my sister Sheng and she'd be happy to show you like eyebrow tricks, what kind of material works for you. I mean, in becoming an esthetician, let me know if I'm like wrong. You also have to have certain hours of like putting makeup on people or like waxing and things like that where like they would need to know your eyebrow, like what you would prefer. And my sister Sheng is all things beauty. And so this girl can literally do your makeup even though she's not a professional one and tell you all the tricks of like what it's supposed to look like or like what type of texture you have so you know what kind of foundation you need. I can literally go all day long about my sister's expertise because she has taught me so much over the years of just how to be a girl. And I think that is such a cool and cool technique that not just I will have, but like my daughter Avery can also learn too because the other day she came home with hair extensions. So I think we're good in the girl department there. All right, Sheng, can you tell me how my listeners can connect with you?
Yes. So like if you have any questions or if you are curious about any of the services that I provide, you can head over to my website where it lists all the services I provide as well as how you can book and fill out any forms that you might need before coming into your appointment. So you would just go to www.daisycharmsmn.com and there you will find information as well as my contact if you do need to have, if you have any questions. I'm also on Facebook as well as Instagram. You would just, for Instagram, I believe you just look up dainty.charms. And then on Facebook, of course, you'll just look up Dainty Charms.
And if you go and take a look, you're going to see a lot of before and afters as far as lash care. So I know it sounds intimidating. I know it sounds like only celebrities do it, but I promise you, she makes them look so natural because that's actually what one of the sets are called. And then as far as sugaring, oh my God, this girl can talk to you all day about sugaring versus like regular cold wax or warm-ups wax. It's just, you guys, the details that this lady holds is a pillar of what every girl needs to know. All right, Sheng, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today and making my podcast happen and being one of my first co-hosts, I guess you can say.
Yes, Philantha, I am happy to be here and I'm so excited for your journey. I hope that this new year brings on so many great blessings and I hope that everybody also enjoys your show.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of The Necessary Break with your host, Philantha. We love that you enjoyed yourself with this episode. Send us a voice memo of your favorite moment, write a 5-star review, and click subscribe to be the first to listen to the next episode. See you next week.